Hello. This is random. I usually don't do these anymore, but times uh time changed. Times are changing. So I don't know where to start with this. So two about 2 years ago, I watched a YouTube channel. I started watching a YouTube channel called Justin's Collection, and he is a hot toy reviewer. At the time, I wasn't collecting hot toys. However, that has now changed. I am now him, Buzz, Luke, Batman, Wolverine, and Captain America. That would be five. I have five of them now. Two of them are the same character, but different iterations. Besides the point. He did a figure preview the day that the Batman came out for the Hot Toys Batman, and I told myself within that 2 year mark of the figure being announced and then it coming out, that is the representation of Robert Pattinson as Batman that I wanted. And at the time, I didn't realize that Toy Department was taking pre-orders. Otherwise, I would have pre-ordered this figure months ago, years ago, had it on pre-order, waited and picked it up. But unfortunately, I didn't do that. I went to Toy Department, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, to trade some stuff in, and I got a good amount from the trade. And I was like, "Are you guys still taking pre-order for the Batman figure?" And they were like, "Yes." I'm also wearing my Batman shirt. And they're like, "Yes, we have the standard, the deluxe, and the collectible set. The collectible set obviously comes with the bat signal, and the deluxe is the one that I really wanted." And they were like, "Well, how much is it?" I was like, "It's 380." I was like, "So," and then there's a 25% deposit down on the figure when you get it. So I put down $100. And then this past Wednesday, uh, he came in. So don't mind the phone. So I went and paid, got him, and we're going to talk about him today. But first, I want to give a little bit of a retrospective about 2 years ago as well. I did a video ranting about McFarlane, saying that their figure quality has gone down tremendously. Clearly, I have just not been collecting the right figures because these new Adventures of Batman figures are so good, genuinely are so good. And I had got this Batman about a month ago, and today I went to renew my GameStop Pro membership because if you don't have that, you really should get it if you're a collector because they get good stuff in and you get $5 off every month. It's a good deal. But they had him, and this is the first time I've owned a Two Face figure in my collection, and I love this thing. Doesn't pose like crazy, but that's okay. It's a really good just piece to go with the Batman. And so I will be collecting McFarlane figures via the animated series stuff. That's the area of McFarlane I'm going to collect because Batman, the animated series, and the Adventures of Batman is one of my favorite things for Batman, besides what we're about to talk about. I'll scoot back a little bit so I can actually show you guys this. So on Wednesday, I finished the money, finished pre ordering. I got it. Here he is. This is Hot Toys. Um, what is the MMS 639 Deluxe Edition? The Batman. Uh, I love the box art. I love the fact that it's dark red to match the movie. I love the this cover right here is really cool with the picture of the figure on the back of the box. You can clearly see some red question marks. I'm really upset they're not doing any other figures from this movie just besides him. I know there were plans to do a Riddler figure, but I think Hot Toys kind of backed out. So when you so this is a slip cover. So this is the slip cover you get, and then on the back of that box, you get some really good images of Pattinson from the movie, some images of the figure, and then, of course, when you flip it around, that is the tray where everything sits. And I obviously already have everything set up. So, without further ado, we'll go through everything first, and then we'll finally get to him. So, just a reminder if you do get the deluxe set, uh, look for this little sheet of paper. This lets you know that there's a second cape in the set. So within that sheet, you get the instruction manual. Definitely read this before you start messing with your figure. You get your sugar glider outfit that he wears when he jumps off GCPD, but you also get the second cape. Now, the second cape is for when he rides the bat cycle, if you get the bat cycle as well. I'll show you how all that works when we get deeper into the figure. This guy comes with basically 2 display stands. So you get the standard display stand with the Batman on there, and very nice texture. Kind of looks like what it goes with the diorama display base. And this is not the stand that you get with your figure. This came from my Buzz Lightyear. He's currently using. I think you can see him actually. Uh, let's see if we can get him in frame. Yeah, he's right there, right there. He's using the crotch grabber that he came with, but I'm using the flight pole for him because I think the flight pole fits better with this figure for me. So I will be using the flight pole. You also get these 2 pieces right here. This is the back of, I believe this is GCPD, if I'm not mistaken. And on the front, there are 2 slots. And with these 2 slots, you get this piece, which is the extra part of the stairs. And they can slot in. There are 3 configurations for the display. You can do it like this and have all 3 stairs displayed. And then you would put the extra display like that if you want to. You can also remove the nameplate. You can remove that. And you can do something like this. Whoops. That's what I get for trying to do this that's what I get for trying to do it like this. Anyway, but my personal favorite way to display is you cover up that first set of lights like this, and then you can take your display and go like that. That is my preferred way to do it, because that way you can also still leave on the nameplate. And then I put my crotch grabber. You can either face it this way, like this, or face it the other way where it's facing off the building top. I do it like that. And then with this piece, you also get some railing pieces. So you get like this one right here, really good detail on it. And there are slots here on the side. You just connect them. They're not the best connection in the world, I have to say. Like they stay there as long as you don't mess with them. And then this side goes over here. If I would have known, I would have gotten my USB-C ready, because the front 2 ones right here actually do light up. There's a little AC powered by USB-C in the switch right there to turn it on. I'm not going to use that, frankly, but that is how my diorama display looks, and I love it. So we're going to put that to the side. Now, however, if you want to go with just the base without the diorama stuff, you also get these 2 pieces. This is for like when he's walking away from the car during the chasing with the penguin, but you also get this the Batman one where it's dark red, kind of a lenticular. Looks really nice. Speaking of lenticular, you also get this neat little backdrop to go with your Batman. And I love this. If you watch it, you can see it move. Now, how it works is on the back, you would essentially bring this piece, bring these pieces forward and bring it down, and that's how it'll stand, like that. Be wary, these pieces back here, the pieces that actually hold it in place do bend up really easily, and so this will eventually kind of just cave in on itself. But right now, it's doing good, which is nice. So we're gonna set that guy right there. Excuse me. Every time I record, my nose always gets runny. This is just a fact. It's a dumb fact, but it's a fact. So from here, we're going to go over all of his accessories, and then we're going to see him. I'm saving him for last because there's a lot to go over before we actually get to him. Uh, Accessory wise, you get, so this is for when you have the unmasked head on, you get the empty cowl, which looks gorgeous, man. Look at the detail on this thing. Gorgeous. You also get two other expressions for vengeance here. So you get a more relaxed face, which again, the detail of the 5 o'clock shadow looks really, really, really nice. You get a more like talking face, which again, all the detail on these looks really good. And you also get the angry face. And I love the fact, I didn't really think about this, but I was watching Justin's review again to kind of give some ideas. When you look at the teeth in particular, the teeth are very like translucent, so it makes them look a little bit more realistic, which I think is really cool. So you get three faces. My favorite face is the more calm one. I think it looks better on the actual uh head sculpt. So now we're going to get into the tray of accessories. If you feel like that's just too much, there's a lot. We're going to save the Bruce Wayne head for when I actually put it on the figure. And I forgot a piece. It's sitting right there, clear as day. So I need to grab that. Luckily, it's super easy to get in. So when you open it up, this is what the clam tray looks like. And when you turn it around, the cape and stuff will be on this side, taped down. So when you open her up, release. There you go. I forgot about this piece, which is the neck collar piece for when you put the Bruce Wayne head sculpt on. Excuse me while I get situated. There we go. Okay. So, first off, you get the Hot Toys tool, or the Hot Tool as I call it. So this side is for moving around the eyeballs in both head sculpts, and this one is specifically for the sticky bomb gun. In the deluxe set, you do get his sticky bomb gun. I put that in there. Dumb on my part. I'm never going to be able to get that thing out because there's no way to actually push it out. It's just there permanently, but that's fine with me. You also get a little cartridge to put in there as well, and that just slots in like that. So then you can take your multi-tool, and there's a little hole right there where my finger is. You just take the tool and you poke your way in. Or is it this side? I think it's this side actually. Yeah. Poke it in, and then you can then shake your gun. Well, this. Oh no. I don't want to lose that. Oh, Lordy. Welcome back to my reviews, everybody, where I just constantly am moving and trying not to drop anything. Except this time, I have a table. But you get the cartridge as well. So I'm just going to leave the cartridge in the gun so we can have somewhere to put it. I'll leave this out for time being. You also get the flare that he uses in the movie extended, and you also get the flare unextended, and there's a place for both of these on the belt as well. You also get the adrenaline shots. You get two of them places for this on the belt as well. You get a real metal wire with the grappling hook. I wish there were two of these because you get two grappling hooks, grappling guns. You get a pair of handcuffs that you can fold in on each other. You just got to find the way to do it properly. Like that, and then you can open these up, and there's a spot on the figure to store those, but we'll get into that when we get Vengeance out here. You get both sides of his grappling guns. You get both of them. You get one, two, and then see if I can do this without having to. There we go. You get three versions of the chest symbol in different forms, and actually made of metal. Actually made a die-cast metal, which I think is really neat. So you get two of those. And then finally, a full array of hands. You get like the no hand. And then you get the trigger finger for his right side. You get the trigger finger for the left. You get gripping hands for both the left and the right, and you also get two left and right fists, as long as kind of more relaxed hands on the figure once you get them out. You also get, let me slide this out. You get the envelope that says "To the Batman," but you also get the first card from the movie, like exactly how it looked in the film. It says, "From your secret friend, who haven't a clue. Let's play a game, just me and you." What does a liar do? I forget what it says. What does a liar do when he's dead? And the inscription over here on this side is "He lies still." Very cool. I love this little accessory. There are definitely some moments where I'm going to have him holding this for sure. But that is that. Just so we can get a little bit up and close, now we're going to actually start getting into the figure, but we're going to start off with the Bruce Wayne head sculpt. Looks very good. So the head sculpt again looks incredible. Looks just like Robert. It's really cool. But you can tear this poor guy's head apart. You can do that. So there's a reason why. But on the back, you see those two joysticks. You take your hot tool, you stick them in, and if you watch, if I can get it right, his eyes, see it? It's moving. You can position his eyes any way you want, which I think again is really neat. So we'll try to get it back in a neutral position. That's good. So this is his hair, and then you can just slide it back on, and there you're done. But you can also remove this part of the hair, and you get it situated. Let me do that part first. Make sure everything's set. There we go. So now you have it like he just took the cowl off, and this is my preferred hairstyle over the calm one. I wish we got a second Bruce Wayne head without the black makeup, but however, it's so cool he has the black makeup. And then you take your neck collar piece and you put that over his neck, and that's how it'll look on the suit when we put it on the suit. But that's all the bits and bobs, everything that he comes with. We're going to try out everything on him, obviously, but we're going to finally, my friends, get to the thing I've been waiting 2 years for. Patiently waiting for this figure to drop, checking website after website, trying to figure the best spot for me to get it. And ladies and gentlemen, here he is. Hot Toys, the Batman. And I am so happy with this figure. Like, I am genuinely so happy with this figure. He turned out so good. The cape is wired, so you can like get like a full like flailing cape going on, which is pretty cool. Woo! It's magnetic, but you can get like that going on, which is really neat. And then you can, obviously bring it down. I use the shoulder pads to keep the cape in place. I feel like that's the safer way to do this. So here is the Batman head sculpt. And yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that. So this is magnetic, which is really cool. So you get like super expressive with it. You can look all the way up. He can genuinely look all the way down. It's a really good way to do the head. My only issue is that it's a little loose, but nothing like super crazy. I've seen people's heads that are just going every time they move the figure. Luckily mine didn't do that. So we're going to take the head off for a second, drop that down. We're just going to look at the figure's head sculpt. So here's the head. Looks so good. And then you can take the bottom jaw and we can take the other two mouth plates that we have. So the first one we're going to do is the more expression talking. Oh wait, did I have the expression talking one on? I did. So this is the calm head sculpt, which is, the calm faceplate, which is the one I prefer. And then we have the angry head sculpt, which looks fine, but and then also with him, same thing. If I can show it right, you can move his eyes around, which is really neat. Let me get these in a decent position. There we go. And we're going to put on my personal favorite mouth plate. Not that one. This one. This is my preferred mouth plate. But yeah, the head sculpt looks terrific. Looks so good. And then to bring back in the rest of the suit. The rest of the suit, again, I love the fact that this is actual metal. The suit itself looks so good. Looks exactly like it did in the movie. Goes gauntlets. You got where the sticky bomb gun goes right here. All these extra pouches. There's a spot on the back of the figure where the sticks go for the uh, flare. I can't know why I keep forgetting the word flare. But yeah, nah, he looks absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and disassemble him real quick, and we're gonna put on the new head. So I'm gonna pause real quick, and we're gonna get right back to that, and I will show you how. All right, and we're back, and as you can clearly see, I removed the head. So what we're gonna do from here is I'm gonna get the suit standing because now it's just a suit. So it's on a ball joint. You just remove the magnetic part, and we'll set the magnetic Batman head sculpt to the side. And again, make sure you have the collar connector. I also take off the hair just to make it a little bit easier to get that in. So when you look inside, there's a ball joint. You want to match it up with this ball, with the joint. Push it down, and you should feel it like go in place. Whoops. Need to get this back on the belt. There we go. You can take the those off, but there we have that. So then you just take your hair, get it all There we go. That's better. So now we have the Pattinson head on the body. And again, it looks really good, nicely proportionate. He actually has a neck, which again, thumbs up. You got the collar around the cape as well. And now when it comes to the cape, so with this, I'm actually going to show you how to do it. So the chest plate right here is on a Velcro. You just take it off like that. You can then flip. Actually, it's better if we remove the head. So with the head, again, remove the hair, makes things a little bit easier. Grab the head and give it a little tug. Remove the collar piece. And then from here, as you can see, it's attached right here. You just flip the cape over. And bada bing, bada boom, your cape is now off. And when you put on the cape that is for the bat cycle, same thing. You unfurl said cape, put it around the collar, and again, it'll just Velcro right there in the middle. Get your cape situated, and boom, new cape is ready. We're going to keep the capes off for a second. So we'll set the capes over here. We're then going to, then very simple, just like that. And now we can bring back in our whoop. You don't want to bring back in the whoop. You want to bring back in the collar piece. Put the collar piece down. That way it is positioned. Make sure that the whoop. There we go. When you got everything situated, that's how you want it to look. So then put your Pattinson head. You look at him real quick. See what's something's clearly not sitting right. I love how everything's Velcroed. It's super easy to fix if you need to fix things. Like, so if I need like move like the suit around a little bit, and then put the collar back on, slide under the armor, then take, there we go. So then take the back hair. I'm a professional. There goes the lenticular. So we're just gonna go like that. That's better. Get the hair in. Do that. And then put on the hairpiece. And all that work for that, which I think is, again, really cool. So then we can bring his hands up, position them like such, and then we can give him the, well, Phil, get it situated here. You can give him the cowl. However, I think it looks cooler if we see if I can. So there, now it looks like he actually just took the cowl off. You can lean his head down a little bit. Do something like that. Again, it's just so neat. So while we have everything off, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to pause for a second, and I'm going to, so when I will show you on one hand, I'm going to pause and get his body situated and ready for the next thing we're going to try on him for the second time. Also, I'm going to show you guys some of the steps. We're going to put the sugar glider on next. So bring his arms out real quick. And there are a bunch of these little pouches just on little clips. Take these off, take that off, take that off until, so you basically want to take off the 3 clips. So that way, basically, the figure kind of looks like this, kind of bare on that. And then for the hands, they're just on wrist pegs, 1/6 scale wrist pegs, as Justin would say, and you just pop them off. And yeah, I'm gonna do this real quick for everything else. Get the head off and get ready, and we're gonna put back on the proper Batman head, and we're gonna get the sugar glider on. So I'll be right back. All right, now I have an armless, a handless, headless torso of Batman. So I'm gonna set him down. So when it comes to your sugar glider outfit, there is one yellow zipper right here, the one I'm pointing at. You're going to bring this down. It's an actual zipper. You want to bring it down to right about here. So you have enough real estate. So sugar glider is ready. My shirt is not, however. That's better. So then your arms are going to come out to the side like this. You are then going to proceed to slide your figure in, and much like putting on a coat, you'll then you'll then feed one arm through, do the same thing to the other side, and then where the zipper is, you will then zip up like that. It's much easier without the cape on. So then you see where the wrist pegs are. You find your corresponding hand. Then pop on said hand. You bring it down. Do the same thing to the other side. So when it comes to the versions of the figure you can get, there is the regular one. It does not come with the bomb gun, and it does not come with the sugar glider outfit. The deluxe set, which is the one I wanted, also the regular just comes with the standard base. The one I wanted came with the diorama, the lenticular thing, and the sugar glider and the gun. I just wanted those. Now I do want the bat cycle and the bat signal, but I want to do this in particular first. Then then you take your magnetic neck joint, you pop that in with a satisfying click, and then you put your Batman head on, and now you raise out his hands, and boom, here he is in the sugar glider. And since his head's magnetic, you can really bring his head up quite a little bit here to where you can do the scene where he's flying and then completely lose his head. I wish that the mouthpieces stayed on a little bit better, but if you can angle it right, as long as that, there you go. So you kind of got that going on. So then, like for me, when it comes to the display area, if I want to do this, back up a little bit here, I'll set him down. You can bring in your display. Again, these things always like to pop off, and I know it's for like, switching it around and such, but I wish that they would. I want to see if this looks any better. Well, no, technically it has to be on this side because of the way the railings are. I wanted to see if this fits any better on this side, and same thing with this. Actually, those stay on a little bit better. Maybe I was just putting them on the wrong way. So then, like, you take your base and you have that going on. You can then rotate the grabber. Well, for me, it's the flight pole. bend it back a little bit and bend this part up. If you want to, you can, in theory, get this around. Have him displayed like this, where he has just jumped off the building, going into the flight. If you want to, like, dive it down just a little bit, angle the head. You can have that kind of pose going on if you want to, which again is super cool. I mean, like, just look at that. It looks like it came straight out of the movie. It's so neat. And then to release the figure, there is a little lever here on this side. Just pull and boom. Super easy. I love that system. And then we'll get him situated here, sitting down. Move all of this extra stuff that I'm not currently using out of the way. The other thing I wanted to show real quick before we kind of get them all situated and wrapped up here, you can remove the flight pole from this part of the display, and you can sit it on here. And this is where this comes pretty cool. So these are stickers technically, but if you line the hole up with your flight pole, or in your case it'll be your crotch grabber, you can kind of get it to where it won't move around as much and have that going on as your display, or vice versa. You can do this, line up the hole, put your grabber in, and boom, have that going on as well. But my figure will never see these along with the lenticular, like how I have them currently displayed in the Batman shrine. Like, it's not really necessary to do it that way. Like, for me, like, I only had to have this part on there because it doesn't see it when I do it now. But if I switch the display around, it will have that on there. But that's that. We're gonna put the crotch grabber, the flight pole back where it's supposed to go. And I'm going to pause real quick, get everything situated, get him back in standard Batman mode, and we'll kind of go through the rest of it and wrap up this review. So I will be right back. All right, we're back, and I have him now back in kind of sort of regular Batman mode. But what I want to do now is I want to kind of show you guys how the belt works and how you can, like, put everything on here. So, and we'll also go through a couple extra little things you can do with your Vengeance Batman, whatever you want to call him. So I already had this on my how I have him in my display. So your bomb gun, your sticky bomb gun, there is a holster on the side. You just slot that bad boy in, and bada bing, you're good to go. This little hook right here, the little O-ring, that is for your handcuffs. So they're on a double joint here. So you want to fold them together like this. You want to open them like that. And then you'll take them, loop. You can bring it out too. You can loop them through, bring them down, and boom. Cuffs are now on. We're gonna move his little bat cape here to the side. This is for the smaller flare. This is for the bigger flare. With these, there's a specific way. With the bigger one, you want the white side going down. So you want to go in like this, and that's how you want that going. With the other one, same thing, but you want it going down like that, and that's how that's supposed to look. So that's the back of the figure. Nothing else really goes there. So then you get his little these little doodads for when he does the injection of the adrenaline. You get these little pockets right here. You pop it open, and these go in, I believe, via directions, they go like that. So that's how you want it to look. And then you just bring this down and you attach it, and there's an actual metal clip on the back of it to keep it in place. You will do the same thing with the other one. Again, open up and put down. Now here's something that's really neat. If you look at some of the top of the hands, he does have the spot there on the glove that you can, let me remove this real quick if this looks correct, where it actually looks like you can put the injection in of the of it, which I think is pretty cool how that works. Like certain hands only have that and certain hands don't, which again I think is pretty neat. So again, you want to put that part down, have it get in, and then clip, and these go on the side where the back cuffs are. So just slide it in. Second verse, much like the first, as Emgo would say, like that. You also get this third accessory, which is a bunch of sticky bomb ammo. That'll go on the opposite side. That'll go right there. And that's where all of your accessories go on on the utility belt. Now, we are going to remove a hand real quick because we're going to look at a gauntlet. Specifically, we're going to look at his left side. So, on the gauntlet, again, very nicely detailed. But on the back, you have the folded up version of the grappling hook. So what you do is that you can take it from this end right here. You take your finger and you slowly pop it up. There are 3 pegs and 3 ports. So find your corresponding grappling gun in your little toolkit here. You want to bring it up. And what it should look like is when you bring it in, the 3 prongs should be facing like this to correspond with your grappling hook. So this is actually the wrong one. So we're going to put that guy back, bring this in. So you want it facing like that. So that way when it's in this hand, it looks like this. And then when from their point, if you want, you can plug that in to make the effect like it looks like he's shooting the grapple. You also get a other one, again, very nice metal, very nice metallic silver there for that. You can put that little dude in there as well to look like it's about to fire. It's very simple to remove. And with this in motion, when you have this going on, you want to take the hand off and you want to find the corresponding side. So you want your left side. And what you'll do is you'll put your gauntlet back on. So when you want your gauntlet looking like this with the silver going up like that. You bring your arm in. You then take your trigger finger. You port it in. And it's very, very loosey-goosey. You want to bring it down. You want to port that back in. And this is kind of tricky, but basically you want the illusion, because unfortunately, like the way the hands function, it's really hard to actually, get his finger around it. But basically that's how it's supposed to look, like that. And so then you can take your longer one, and it looks like the hand is shooting the grappling hook, which looks really cool for for how they do it. But then I'm just gonna put that back in, and then super simple. Be very careful that way you don't break it. Comes off. It sits in the tray. You then take your replacement one, that is it, fold it back up. Again, line up the ports, if you want to. There you go. You can remove the trigger finger hand, put it back in its spot, and then take the hand take the hand you originally had. Get your joint ready. Make sure the gauntlet's up so that way you can just pour it on. Get them all situated here. Get them back in a more, get them standing here for a second. And then get the head sculpt. Get that all situated. Get everything else around me situated. Stand him right here. Stand's really good, by the way, if you were wondering. Bring the stand back in here. Rotate it around. Get it situated. Like so. And we will grab him. Get him like that. And we will set him to the side. Looking like that. There we go. All right. Make sure he's looking at the camera. Look at the camera. There you go. How are your eyes looking? Your eyes looking pretty good? Yeah, they're looking good. From my point of view, he looks really cross-eyed right here, but when I look at him, he's not cross-eyed at all. Just the way the nature of the thing looks. But that's everything. That is Hot Toys MMS 369 deluxe set version of Robert Pattinson's The Batman. I love this figure. I know this video was kind of all over the place, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. This figure is worth every penny that I spent on him. And so far, this is my figure of the year. I know people got this guy early back in January, and that's probably because they ordered from Hong Kong, so they were able to get it shipped a little bit quicker. Patience was worth the wait because I love this figure. It's so good. It feels like the Pattinson version of Batman. It looks like the Pattinson version of Batman. The articulation's really good. We didn't go over articulation. We're not done. Excuse me for a second while I remove him from a display piece that I absolutely love and to get irritated with all at the same time. It's a true thing. But to go over articulation with everything on him, including the standard cape. So obviously the head's on a magnetic ball joint, so it can go all over the place. The neck is on a ball, so it can look all the way down. He can look all the way up. You got that much outward movement. Treat your Hot Toys carefully. They instruct you on how to move these guys around. This suit is so much better than most suits they put on their figures, so you're able to actually move him around a little, which is nice. You can go forward about that far. You can go back about that far. The shoulder pad is also on Velcro, so it'll move around and go with the joint. You got a butterfly joint. You got a bicep rotation. You've got a double jointed knee, a double jointed elbow. Get everything situated here again. You do have a little bit of an ab crunch, but just the way the suit works, it doesn't really move around as much. You do get a little bit of a waist joint. The hips can go forward about that far, go back about that far. Outwards, you can do not pretty much, a little bit under the full splits. You got thigh rotation. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 clicks at the knee for double bended knee glory. You can also kick forward for some reason. I always have this issue when it comes to Hot Toys. I don't know why they can go forward. These rotate separately. It's on the separate boot cut, so the feet can go down about that far. They can go up about that far. You also get some side to side movement. No toe articulation. So that's articulation. Again, we're gonna slide back in our display piece. Yeah, I hate holding him in any other way that does not make me feel comfortable. I'm gonna get him back on the display. Have him looking off heroically. There we go. So again, sorry, that is Hot Toys the Batman. There's nothing else to say. This is a perfect figure. Everything it comes with, everything I want to come with. Sure, the other faces for this head sculpt are good. Nothing beats like the stoic face. But and then of course there's the Robert Pattinson head sculpt, which again looks terrific. So is this worth the $380 that I paid for him? Absolutely. This is probably the most expensive figure I've bought thus far when it comes to Hot Toys. Buzz Lightyear was 305, I believe, and Luke was two something. Captain America was a pre-owned figure, so he was like 180, and then the Batman v Superman Batman that I have was 225, and then Logan was I think Logan was 275. So he is definitely the most expensive one that I've bought so far, and for good reason. This is now the centerpiece of my collection. Besides the Lego Batmobile, both Batman pieces, and my Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain. I know this video literally came out of nowhere. I was not expecting to do anything for the figure, to be honest. I was just happy to get them. But I've talked about this figure a lot on my channel, and I talk about this movie a lot on Weekend Movie Bros. So it just felt right to have uh, the Batman represented in on his toy represented on this. And I was so patient. I waited through the McFarlane, the Mezco, the Mafex, all of it. This is the one I wanted, and I cannot be happier. So thank you for watching this random little video here on the channel. As always, like, rate, subscribe, hit that comment section. Let me know what your favorite hot toy in your collection is. And until next time, this is Ray RZ Jones 18 signing out. See you guys later, and goodbye. I'm doing this from